Hey College and Career Success, welcome to week 14 of the semester. So we are just about at the end of our time together. We only have a few weeks left, which of course means I would like to remind you, and this is only going to be a few more times, that you have a student services assignment due at the end of our semester. So the Friday of our last week together, your student services assignment is due. This has been open all semester long. The video has been there all semester long. And at this point in the semester, there's probably not a good amount of offerings left. So please make sure that you take a look, find something that fits with your schedule that hopefully also interests you so that you can attend it and upload your student services assignment. So again, go ahead and take a look here at the video. Make sure that you are getting that completed. I also want to point out that in this week, week 2 will reopen. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday of this week, week 2 will reopen so you can get a chance to make up work from earlier in the semester. There are 4 different assignments in there between the discussion post and then the regular assignments and the quiz. So again, if you were for whatever reason unable to complete week 2 way back in January, you have a chance this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into week 14. So I'm just going to take a look here. This is an unusual week in that there is no discussion forum. So completing both of these assignments will also count as your attendance. So please make sure that you submit both. If you only submit one, you'll get 50% attendance. So I'm going to do 2 videos just so that one video isn't too terribly long. But you have to complete both of these assignments. Everyone is completing the registration assignment. So that's going to be the same no matter what type of student you are. This is the video I'm going to talk about this. Now, depending on what kind of student you are is going to dictate which assignment you do. You're either going to do my academic plan if you are a college student currently right now, which means you've already have your high school diploma, your GED, whatever. You are a traditional college student. Versus if you are a CCP student, if you're a current high school student taking this as part of a high school course load, you'll have a different assignment. So just make sure that you're completing the one that matches your path. So I'm going to start with my academic plan. So this is for those of you who are a current college student. You are going to pull up over in My SSC under Tools, General, you're going to see Map, M-A-P. So you are going to go ahead and open this, and it is going to open up into your map page. Now, I have a previous student from years and years ago who said that it was okay that I use his profile for this demonstration purpose. But when you get into Map, it is going to show you all of your information. So double check that all of this is accurate, first of all, if you've never seen this before, because if your major is wrong, for instance, then everything else on here is going to be incorrect. So just double check that everything looks good. And then MAP is an advising tool. So your advisor can use it, you can use it to kind of look and see. So it's going to give you a degree progress. How are things going? Obviously this student graduated, so this is 100%, but yours is going to be somewhere a little bit lower than that, considering this is for most of you your first semester. And then underneath that is going to be a list of all the classes and requirements that you need to get your degree. So in this case, again, the student is already graduated, so everything is kind of checked off with a green check. Down here is the little key. So if you've already completed classes, you'll see that green check. Anything with a red circle means you haven't completed it yet. And then if it's in progress, so you're taking the course, such as this one, it'll have this little half circle filled in. And oftentimes there'll be hyperlinks so that you can kind of click on, all right, let's say I know I need to take business law and ethics. There's going to be a little hyperlink here that you could click on to see the offerings. Right now it doesn't because these are all finished courses. All right, so this is MAP. So what you are going to do from here, after hopefully you kind of look through it, because you can use this for the registration assignment that's coming up in the next video for this week. You can use this and just make sure you're comfortable with it. Go over here, and I always just use the print button, and I'm going to open it into a PDF, and I am just going to save it. So I'm going to save it onto my desktop or my folder or whatever I want to do. So I'm just going to put MAP. There it is. Now, all I have to do from here is get back in here, and I'm just going to put this in my Dropbox. That is all you have to do for the My Academic Plan assignment. You are submitting your map page. And that's just demonstrating like, hey, you know how to access, because this week is all about just knowing about the different resources related to scheduling in particular. So My Academic Plan, the map page, is a little piece of that part of that whole registration kind of overview, that whole process. So submitting the map plan. Now, if you are a CCP student, your map is going to look very different. So you are not going to do this part of it. You're not going to go in and get your map, because there's not going to be hardly anything in there, because you're not a traditional college student. Instead, what you are going to do is you're going to go to the Stark State homepage. You're going to go under academics, and you're going to go into the career that you are thinking of. Now, obviously, you might not have it all figured out yet, and you shouldn't at this point. There's probably a handful of you who do, but you're still kind of thinking about your options. So I encourage you to take a look at something you're thinking about. So maybe you're thinking about going into education, into the health field, wherever. You're going to click on that career community. This is like a big umbrella community. Once you get in here, all of these pages look very similar. It's going to give you like an overview of that career community, some contact information, other careers inside that community. So if you're interested in education, there's a whole list of possible, avenues to take with that. But then at the bottom, this is the degree programs that are in that career community. So let's say I want to go for early childhood education. I'm just going to click that, and that's going to give me even more specific information about that particular career path. For the purpose of this assignment, I'm going to click on courses, and I am going to go ahead and click full-time. It doesn't matter, full-time, part-time. It's going to have the same information. It just kind of like gives you advice on how to approach it based on if you're going full or part-time. So I'm going to pull that up, and it's going to open to a PDF, and this is going to be all the classes. So it looks kind of similar. It serves a similar purpose to the map page. It's just not as catered to you individually. This is all the courses that you have to take if you're going to go into education right here. And then the second page is like a suggestion on how to take them. Now, just to show you, if I were, going into a health field, the pages are going to look very similar. Again, overview, paths within that career community, and then a whole bunch of lists of the degree plans. So I could click on one in here, have that more specific information, click on courses, and then again, pull up the PDF. Now to submit for this assignment, I'm just gonna, again, kind of like what I did a few minutes ago, I'm going to save this file right here as a PDF. I'm gonna get back into here, and I'm just gonna Dropbox that. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. If you are a full-fledged college student, you're gonna do My Academic Plan. If you are a CCP student, you're going to do the career, like the path page here. Okay, so make sure you know which one you are doing, and hopefully my steps have outlined it fairly well, and Dropbox one of those PDFs into that, here we go, into your Dropbox down here. All right, so that is the first assignment. I will be back in my next video to talk to you about your registration assignment. See you then.